Oh yeah, well, welcome guys. So we're gonna call this the Checkmark Podcast. This is the first episode to be called the Checkmark Podcast, so hopefully we can make this a thing. It's the first episode with students, former students. So I guess we'll start off. I'll introduce myself. We'll kind of go around the table and get a sense of everybody. So my name is John. All of you guys know me except maybe you. All of you guys watching probably know me. I've been a tutor for business courses for probably 12 or 13 years now, since 2012. I was a student at JMSB, like most of you. Studied accounting, got into tutoring by accident, and then here we are. The goal. Way to fall. Fast forward. The goal of the podcast was really
to another, and now I have an international tutoring business that serves multiple universities.
Something like that, right. Yeah. So it's COVID obviously helped with that, but this is not about me. It's about you guys. The goal with this is I wanted to get students together from different walks of life. Obviously, you are a graduate. You're an athlete. You work 100 jobs, and I have no idea. So we'll find out. So I think it's cool to have a conversation with you guys, because I think there's probably a lot of other people that fit into the same category. So it'd be cool to hear, and I hope it goes well so we can do this again. So I think as a first thing, we should go around. Maybe each of you can just say your name, your major, what you're doing now, what makes, like, a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into it. Perfect. Okay, so we'll start.
Luca, go ahead.
We'll start with
Luca. I'm Luca. We've known each other since I got to JMSB. I mean, Concordia was a stretch for me. University and education has been a weird road. I started at Vanier. I was doing a double deck program where I thought I was going to be a brilliant engineer of some kind. My dreams were crushed by calculus. That didn't work.
I started the same way.
I switched to a 4-year technical program where I did software development. Then I told my mother I was just going to go straight to work and develop software. But she told me, no, you're going to university. And with an Italian mom, you can only negotiate so much. So I ended up at Concordia. After I had failed Cal twice at Concordia, I took an SOS tutoring course, and I passed it with a B+, which was so much better than the 47% I had previously.
Yep.
And that started me on the path of every course you offered, I took.
Yeah.
That was how that happened.
I remember that was the first course?
I was for sure that, because I had failed calculus so much that when I got to school, I was like, I can't do this alone.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about using tutoring. And I was like, well, that's probably an interesting thing I should find out. And I just landed at SOS because of some flyer and somebody I knew from class that was going.
Nice.
I should say, so for those of you that are kind of newer, back in the day, like pre-Checkmark, pre-Wise Prep.
I know you through all the brands.
we were called SOS Tutoring. So SOS Tutoring. So that's why he's
and then MTL tutoring, and
that was in person. It's not like what you guys are.
Yeah.
It wasn't an online platform. It was, we would rent rooms or office. We had an office behind the Concordia, and it would all be in person. And so he was from that generation.
Nice.
Yeah. That was so different. I mean, it was, you recreated the university classroom elsewhere. We would just have a ton of students following the same material in a very condensed format. We would go out of that class with a whole bunch of test material. Everybody would sort of like text you pictures of the thing they were working on and say, hey, did I do this right? What am I getting wrong? My exam is tomorrow. I remember when we bridged the gap from tutor to friend, you were like, your phone was so hot at all times.
How do you manage that? Like, I can tell for myself around final exams or midterm exams or whatever, when I send you messages, you just answer on the spot. Yeah. And I can only imagine that.
It's part of the job. It's part of the job. Like,
that's crazy.
For every day where my phone's blowing up, there's another day in the year where it's radio silent. So I just, take one with the other.
Yeah. Do you have a separate phone for work? Or?
No, I tried that. And that was so annoying. So I just put everything in one phone. I have 2 numbers going to one phone, and that's it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So then after university, I did that. I stopped going to class. Some of my profs were super understanding. I told them what I was doing. Similar to you, I had 2 jobs going on. I was working part-time at the Apple Store as a Genius and Genius admin and all kinds of stuff. Part-time became 35 hours a week. I started a business because I was taking these BTM classes, and I couldn't, it just wasn't sticking in my head because I had nothing to apply it to.
Okay.
So I started looking for clients that would let me do IT stuff for them. And I signed up a bunch of Montreal restaurants, some who still exist, some who don't anymore. I started working with real estate companies. I set up iPads for brokers. I reimagined how they get leads. I did all kinds of fun stuff. By the end of university, I got a B something average having never gone to class. I'm committed it would have been an A if I had attended and gotten that 10% participation.
You got life experience.
Exactly.
Life experience always weighs more.
But I quit the job at Apple. I sold my business and I traveled for 6 months.
Nice.
I just had to let go. I was drinking Red Bulls like it's nobody's business, and I was
to hit that
not
reset.
sleeping very much to get all that stuff done. But so yeah, it's just been Concordia. Skip as many classes as possible. Get all the tutoring possible through excellent tutors who will give you B averages if you don't go to class, A's if you go, and then an awesome career in business technology management.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'll add before we move on to you that there's a lot of cool stuff that are going to start happening on Checkmark on the tech side of things. And he's actually he's our in-house, I guess what we can call you, developer, or he's our secret weapon. So all these new updates you guys are going to see coming out are all built completely by Mr. Gianluca. So we're super excited.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mystery man.
Finally.
Mystery man.
So my name is Jawad. I'm a student in Concordia. That's why I don't know you.
Yeah. Engineering.
Yeah,
Did you
engineering.
just appear here? How did you end up here if you don't even know John?
He called me like 3 hours ago. He's like, down for a podcast.
Yo, pull up.
We lost one of our guests because of the Air Canada strike. She got
Yeah.
stranded in San Diego, and so you're filling in.
Initially, I
So
called his brother too. His brother is also in Concordia, and he's hosting this soccer tournament.
I was on the phone with your brother today.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
Great. I want to sponsor his tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
When you showed up, I was on the phone with his brother. Is
That's
that
so
crazy?
fun.
Wow. Yeah. All-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're an engineering student. What kind of engineering?
Mechanical.
Mechanical.
It's my third year now.
Okay.
I've been living in Beirut for the past. I lived 18 years, then I moved here. It's been 3 years now in Canada, so weather's a bit tough.
I bet.
Are you an international student?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we both are. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 3 years are. It's been long. It's been cold, but
you spent the winters here.
yeah, man.
Wow.
Literally, why?
I'll give you one word for it, man. Passport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lebanese passports can't get you anywhere. I don't even know how I got here. So, to be honest, I got
We
lucky.
need it.
Well, it can clearly get you back to Lebanon.
Absolutely.
So,
and then what?
I mean, for the summer vacation or some shit, or no?
For
winter
vacations.
vacation. Yeah.
Vacations.
Yeah.
Well, the
I mean, why
semesters
would
are-
you go back? Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
why would I stay there? There is not as many opportunities, especially with like the economic collapse and the banks and all that.
Yeah.
It's tough to make something big in Lebanon. If you want to make your whole life in Lebanon, you could do that. But then if you have ambitions of something bigger and outside of Lebanon, and like, for example, me getting a career, getting to the UFC, this and that, there's no way I can do that from Lebanon. So everyone has his own path, and you know,
Here brought you here.
Don't get me wrong, Lebanon's amazing, but you
love
know, sometimes you have to sacrifice a bit. You know,
Yeah.
the weather specifically, but Montreal's great. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So engineering student.
Really
Heard all
long
about
story
you.
that you're gonna chop up and cut out most of.
We'll
Honestly,
use it in a,
It was
we'll
reportable.
use it in a
You know, I
different
feel like it
podcast.
got
Yeah,
stuck
for sure.
at
We
least.
definitely broke the ice all the way.
yeah, no, after your whole speech, I feel like I have nothing interesting to say about myself. Like, I'm just going to hide under the table.
That's good
I'm not gonna
news.
talk that much about what I did this morning, so it has nothing to do with how much I've actually done.
So tell us about yourself.
So my name is Andrea. I'm 22. I'm an accounting student. I'm also in my third year. What do I have to say about myself? I work 2 jobs. I try to manage my life with school, and obviously John helped with that because I'm way too busy to even bother going to school. Because let's be honest, most teachers, what do? They read a PowerPoint in a
they don't even
very
want to
So
be
it's
there.
still like
yeah, in a very monotone voice, and you
changed.
just want to
always like that.
slowly fall asleep.
Yep.
So at this point, why would I waste my gas?
Can we name names on this podcast? I can because I'm not a student
I
anymore.
don't even know my teacher's name.
I
I had an accounting
I
teacher.
swear I don't even know the
June
names.
Riley.
That was in accounting. That was Com 220.
He knows him.
What's up with Comp 305?
What about it?
I'm about to take it this
I
semester.
heard it's too tough.
Nah.
Of course, you're gonna say nah.
I'm telling you.
People
teaching
are
all of us.
exaggerating, honestly.
The people who say it's tough
Yeah.
didn't come to us.
I mean, I'm an accounting major.
Well,
I never remember.
I'm
the
taking
comp codes.
305
What
this-
is that?
305 managerial accounting.
Semester.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna be.
And you do your classes in person or
No. Everything is virtual now, pre-recorded on demand.
But exactly, that's
do it
what's
at your
killing
that's
own
the
it.
pace.
best thing about
Exactly.
it is that I don't have to be set at a certain time, like class,
I
for
remember when you
example, or
used to offer
anything.
2 crashes, the one at 6 and the one
Yeah,
at 9.
we used to do it in
and that
person,
was
so
on,
we'd
like,
have to
one
do
day.
2 live sessions,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
downtown. It was like a social side to it where it was kind of cool and it was in
course.
person. but
I actually
it wasn't
met one of my
it
best
wasn't
friends
recorded.
in one of your courses.
What's that?
I met one of my best friends in one of your tutorials.
I believe it.
Technically, me too. I met one of my really good friends right now because of you, because of some tutorials.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So maybe
go.
there's something to be said about
For sure.
the network effect.
But as far as like, because now it's pre-recorded
Right.
and you can watch it again and again and again.
for sure.
Yeah.
And pause it. And
Oh, yeah.
so,
At your own time. That's,
Yeah.
that's the best thing about
But more
this,
importantly,
at your own time.
loop back.
yeah.
I think that was.
What did he say?
yes.
Click,
Yep.
hop back 10 seconds or whatever.
And I have a very busy life, so especially it works. If I want to study at 1 a.m., not a very great time because I don't really sleep much, but I can do it.
Yep.
I wake up in the morning, I usually work, then I have to go train, and I lost a bunch of weight. In the last 2 years, I lost around 70 pounds, and I'm still very heavy on the gym.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So I work out for like 3 hours. Try to manage working out 3 hours, 7 days a week, and also managing to go to school.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
This is me. This is literally all I do. I'm in the gym either coaching or training. And so, yeah, like I said, goals to get to the UFC. And everybody knows it requires a hell of a lot of sacrifice. And most people would say you can't even have anything else on the side in
Yeah.
order to make it. You got to be obsessed.
Yeah.
But this is why I wake up at 5 a.m., get some training sessions in, coach, study, log in to Checkmark, watch some videos, get prepped, don't go to uni actually. Just
Do
through
something.
Checkmark. And that's it. On repeat.
You do
on
all the
repeat.
classes or just
A lot of them.
a lot of
Not all of them. We're going to start doing engineering actually this fall.
Really?
Yeah, we'll
What
talk about
classes?
ENGR 213. Nothing. You're way behind you unless you're doing 213.
Yeah. But that's great because no one does it.
Yeah.
Like, very few people do it.
Yeah, and I'm curious about that. Like having it's kind of nice that you're here because it's the two buildings are right across the street from each
Yeah.
other, but I feel like they're so different.
Yeah.
So
Two
I'm
different
You're in the
interested.
EV building.
Hall.
Yeah, it's
Hall and EV.
yeah, EV.
I never
Mostly
set
Hall.
foot in that building the entire time I was at Concordia.
Not even to walk to the metro or to like the subway.
No, I would go through the James B building.
I only walk in to go to the metro or use the bathroom.
Fair.
So I guess you spoke a little bit about it, but let's hear from you now.
Yeah, so my name's Omar, first of all. I've been here for about 4 years now. I came here for 3 reasons. MMA career, good university, passport. Those are the 3 checks that I had to get in to know which country I had to go to from Lebanon. And I landed here in Montreal. I first started in Kitchener, Ontario. I went into Conestoga College and I did 1 semester there. Then I came straight to Concordia. I was an engineer first, industrial engineering. I tried to make it. I tried my best to say, okay, I'm going to be the first person who goes into engineering and still pursues his goal and his dream. Engineering sucked the life out of me. I couldn't do anything. I tapped out quick. I went into JMSB. I went into international business. And imagine this. Throughout the span that I was in engineering, I had 1 fight in 1 year. I moved to JMSB. I had 6 fights in like 7 or 8 months. So just the time frame completely changed, and I was able to get way better off of that. International business to me is, I'd say, a safety net in some ways. My goal has always been UFC,
Yeah.
MMA, get to the top.
So international business is plan B.
Yes, it's a plan B, but not really a plan B. My dad always taught me to have 2 plan A's and
Right.
not just a plan A and a plan B. Push them both. You never know which door opens first.
Yeah.
And if I do make it in MMA, fighters often, they keep fighting because they don't know how to manage their money. But once you get the business aspect of it, and that's even better. You know what to do with your money. You know how to run a business. You know any plans that you have in your mind. Like, yes, you need to have a goal. You need to have your dream, but you also have to have some sort of financial stability. You have to have a plan.
Do the teachers, like, let's say you have a fight coming up,
Yeah.
but you also have an assignment coming up. Do the teachers do they
Very
care at all
occasionally.
about your?
Rarely, man. So I've had some teachers who would kind of push back an assignment if it's something that's worth, let's say, 10% or less.
Okay.
But anything more than that, it's a no-go. And so that's been the toughest part of it, is managing all the assignments in training camp. And then I'm cutting weight for a fight as well. And I cut down about 25 pounds for a fight.
And you're tired.
And I'm tired. And I'm sure you know when you're hungry, you're not going to be able to sit and
Focus.
study and focus. And when I study, I like to eat.
Sure.
So it kind of clouds up the whole thing. Some professors, man, honestly, they're great. They get it. They help me out. They push back some assignments. But on the most part, it's just I have to crunch.
Right. Okay. They don't
Yeah.
see like your fights as
No.
Something
you know, like
meaningful.
like a real
not.
job that you could.
Unfortunately,
I had the same experience.
Never.
I mean, mine was my business, you know, so I had deliverables due for my clients.
Sure.
And because the teachers that I had the greatest experience with at Concordia were the ones when I walked in on the first day of class, I would say to every single teacher, I work at Apple and I have a business. This is what my calendar looks like. Some would say, I don't care, be in class so you don't get the 10%. That was honestly common. But the greatest ones would say, keep me in the loop with what things look like. What we can, you know, move around, we will.
But keep me updated.
But every time you are here, I expect you to talk about what you're doing when you're not here.
That's nice.
You know, so
That's
it
nice.
kind of gave me this interesting way of talking more about what I was doing. But those profs, and I think that there were 4 of them, Dixon J, who did Com 401.
Yeah, he's sort of still there.
Yeah. Giovanni Malizia, who has retired from everything. He was a big CGI project manager, if I remember correctly. I don't want to say where he was working, but he was amazing. Sadly forgot his name, but my entrepreneurship prof, incredible. All these people were the reason I think I most appreciated actually going to Concordia and not just getting a certificate from. I mean,
I think that I
tutoring.
I think I can relate to that with one professor. My
So far, you still
critical
have a way to
thinking.
go.
Yeah, of course, I still got 3 semesters. Yeah.
Okay.
My critical thinking's class. My professor William Falcao. He was amazing. First off, on the first day, like, you can tell he was there to teach and not read off a PDF. He was enthusiastic about how he was teaching, and then he was just a chill guy, honestly. And then around the times of my fight, he'd ask me about it, how the training's going, all that. I remember I had one assignment where he helped me either do it earlier or push it back to after the fight, so it's a better time frame, and it was perfect. It helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
And then after I finished the semester, I started teaching his son jiu-jitsu,
Amazing.
which was amazing.
Was that a coincidence or
His son does train jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And Professor William, he came to one of my fights, and then after that, we started training together.
So you talk about, I guess both of you, how you've had these like unique experiences with teachers that like
Flexible versus not.
Well, like it sounds like they gave a shit versus not.
Yeah.
So that would you say that the norm right now is the opposite? Like the majority of teachers are just there to teach.
100%.
What's
Definitely.
tell me about?
I mean, it sounds consistent with my experience, and that was a few years before.
So tell me about that experience, like with university teachers, the average teacher now. Like, what is the class experience like?
I mean, I can't blame the professors.
Sure.
What's their incentive of giving more? Why would they give more of their energy if they're not receiving anything in return? I get that. In the end of the day, it's a career and they have their energy to put into other stuff. But us as students, that's not our problem. Why should we pay the price for it? When I go into a class that's 3 or 4 hours long, yes, we get a break halfway and 15-minute break, but I don't really care about that. I want to see that you have enthusiasm. I want to see us discussing something, even if it's a problem, a numbers problem. We need to interact more. It's not just like, okay, this is the equation, these are the steps, follow this PDF, follow this book, because this is what some guy back 20, 30 years ago decided the rule is. Why is the rule this?
Well, are you talking with me or are you talking at me?
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the biggest distinction between the teachers that keep you captivated and you want to go to that 3-hour lecture, or the ones that you're like 10% is not worth it.
100%.
And seeing that a teacher is actually passionate about what they teach and actually being into it just also gives you a drive. Because most teachers, as I said earlier, they just read off a PowerPoint or a PDF. I can do that at home. It's okay. I won't even bother coming.
Yep.
Like, I don't
blows
see
me
the
away
point.
how-
If you genuinely do not like what you're teaching or you do not like teaching, which is the norm right now, you shouldn't be in that field. And honestly, my best teachers were, I had one in critical thinking as well. And I don't remember, in Com 222 maybe last semester, I don't remember what that class is, but
OB.
yeah, organizational behavior. That also the teacher was into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say the opposite for engineering, because 70% of the students already are very interested in engineering. And
The students are interested.
yeah,
But are
so-
the teachers interested in teaching?
Exactly.
yeah, you find way more than JMSB.
Yeah?
Sure. Yeah, along the way, like you
Most
have.
physicists
Yeah,
are
I'm
what
sure.
their teachers are. Those are
Exactly.
people who
Yeah,
have dedicated their
exactly.
lives to really cool scientific research.
Are they supportive though? Like, are they gonna?
A lot of them are.
They're not just reading PowerPoints saying.
So, like, not all, but like I would say, like, let's say you take 4 classes, you have like 2 great professors, and then 2 like really bad.
And would you say that the professors got better as you got deeper into your program.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like
More
that way about
specialized.
JMSB, right? When you're doing the comms, the intro stuff, they just kind of put anybody to teach. But then, like when I did accounting and I was doing high level accounting, that's
Gets
when
better, yeah.
the
I
teachers
didn't
were
see
super
that.
interesting.
I didn't see that.
But you've done only the intro accountings, 310, 320, 330. That's I still kind of lump those in with the comms. But once you get to like
400 level?
400 level or the very kind of
specialized
niche
stuff.
classes, I did a class called it was accounting, like a forensics accounting class. I don't remember exactly what it was. Super interesting. The guy was super into it. So I think that's true for most things, that as you advance and you get out of those intro classes that everybody has to take, the teachers get better and they care more.
Because that's when the classes get a bit more practical, I would say.
They get smaller, first of all.
Yeah.
You're not, the teachers aren't teaching. And like you said, you also can't blame them. They're teaching 1,000 students potentially,
Exactly.
or 500-600 students. It's hard to keep up with that many students.
For sure.
And they probably are not paid enough to do it
Also,
either.
That was a very good point too, though. I'm that's pervasive in all education, at least in Quebec. My girlfriend's a teacher, and where is the incentive to put in more,
That's what I'm saying.
other than your true care for wanting to teach these people?
Exactly.
For her, it's children, and
Exactly.
for us, it's adults seeking higher education. But if comp is equal,
Not just that,
at a certain point, you get worn down to what is
because
the requirement.
you're repeating everything again and again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That also kind of goes back to how the system forces you to learn or to teach. Like I'm sure so many professors would like to teach in a different way than what they're instructed to in terms of, I don't know, the time frame, how they have to bring up PDFs, how they have to do all that. There's 101 different ways to learn. People are receptive to different methods. So I'm sure if professors get the freedom of teaching in different ways, then they would also like to figure out how they would enjoy it more too, and then it would all just kind of build up and become more enthusiastic. The whole thing, the whole experience.
Okay.
Which is basically what
I have
our
to
whole
derail
business.
on exactly that point. That is exactly what you and I were talking about the other night.
Yeah.
So, spoiler, working on something cool.
It's not a spoiler. Now we gotta know.
Well, we're gonna not get into all the details, but you said something very important, which is not everyone sitting in the class learns the same way. How can you expect somebody teaching a room of 300 students to give you individualized attention?
Exactly. You can't.
Some people want more examples. Other people want to double down the theory. Some people want to hear you say the words 500 times so it sinks into their head. Other people want to see you draw it on the board. There's so many different ways to learn something, and no one professor can possibly individualize that experience for everyone in the room.
Exactly.
Now, in the 400 level classes, you have much smaller rooms. You can probably get to know your cohort a little better, but you still have multiple sections of smaller rooms. So, the stuff we're cooking is going to be a lot more individualized, and I hope that it helps a lot with the way that you absorb the material.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't get into it exactly. It's top secret, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming.
All right. That's interesting.
I love that came
That's
up because
interesting.
we
That's
heard it
cooking.
like directly from you guys, and I think I heard you all or watched you all go yes when you said that. So that's exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what our business has been built around us as instructors teaching you guys the way we want, because we have total freedom.
Yeah.
We're not bound by anybody. The university doesn't control our classrooms, and I feel like that's why we've had success as a business, and you guys have had success as students of our business, because we can. I mean, I can teach you the class in the way that I think it should be taught,
Right.
not the way the school tells me to teach it. And what we said before, like giving it to you online, do it whenever you want, come back and play it. But then we've got Discord if you want support. Like we can use technology to keep updating, whereas the school is still teaching the same way they did 200 years
He's
ago.
talking about Discord and websites and new videos. The technology that he used to teach differently than any other accounting professor I'd ever had was so much more primitive. When you edit this, definitely put it floating in my hands here, okay? He needed a custom way to do balance sheets.
You talking about the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find the video.
You're gonna find the
while
video.
you're talking.
I know what you're talking about.
No, you
I
don't.
think.
No.
It's not what I've seen on
we were
videos.
in this very tight study environment, right? The office space that he rented
Okay.
behind JMSB. And every time he'd have to do, it was balance sheets, right?
Yes.
Some sort of accounting table, right? the height of a horizontal whiteboard just didn't work. He needed the horizontal whiteboard for something else, but the space was very limited. So he came up to me one day and he said, man, if only I could turn this thing. So I had a friend of mine build a custom whiteboard stand that we put in the corner of that room. And when he used to teach balance sheets, he would turn it 90 degrees and start doing the balance sheet in full length so that everyone in the room could see it.
Wow.
And I just think that
I've just always thought like we've got to. I mean, if I could just turn this board sideways, it would be better for the student.
Right.
So there must be a way to do it. And that's how I feel right now with technology. Like I call him and say, hey man, like I feel like the student's experience would be really cool and much better if we could do this. And he says, well, I can build that with technology. And I feel like that's what the universities are not doing. I'm trying to find the video. It's
There we
really
go.
funny.
Find the problem, find the solution.
what an interesting way to see how that evolution has happened.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They don't care enough
Yeah.
to change things because people are still going and people are still paying money to get the diplomas and everything. So they're like, well, it must work.
Okay, I got it.
President's still getting the money and wiping its ass with it. So
There we go.
Okay, so I'll play this video on the YouTube on the video when we actually play, but like I don't know if you guys can see, but it's Carla too. That's, so okay, fine. So that's Carla. That's my wife, but like when she was a student, before we were even gonna get
Who
married.
I started bringing to Montreal tutoring for tutoring because I knew I was working with
he
his
put
father.
this whiteboard.
so you were her tutor and then you started dating.
So he put it on a tripod basically, and it just fully
100, it does a 360, you know, if you need it.
all the way around and turns around, and it could turn around
That's
too.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's
So a friend
perfect.
of mine, Petro, if you're listening, he was an aircraft maintenance mechanic and now works at Brett and Whitney. He had a whole welding setup in his garage and he built the frame from scratch. And then when I showed it to John, he was like, where has this been all my
Shout
life?
out Petro.
Yeah, it was great. So that's our philosophy when it comes to teaching. Is like,
The tools should fit.
well,
The students.
The tool should fit the students.
Yeah.
The tool should adapt. Like you guys as a generation are used to having everything on demand.
Exactly.
Netflix, YouTube. So it makes sense for us to be on demand and not. It would be so weird for me to ask somebody who's 20 years old right now, hey, you need to come down to UCAM on Sunday at 8 a.m. because that's when we book the room to do a crash course.
Exactly.
You know, everyone it has a different chronotype. You might be a night owl. You might be a morning person. Like to ask you all to come in at the exact same time versus, hey, here it is on a platform. You consume it when you want. You reach out to us when you need. And that's what the universities are obviously not doing. And I don't see how they would do it.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
question on that note, like when someone subscribes, gets the video, they get full access to like the set of videos, right? So
Yeah. So they
You get what you pay for.
yeah, but like have you faced problems with like
I think you get way
sharing
more
the
than
videos? Like
You do.
I mean, look,
honestly,
Wait. Roll it back. Say it again.
What did you
Say
say?
that again.
You get what you pay for.
Andrea said you get what you pay for. And then Omar says, I think you get a lot more than what you pay for. That would have been the clip.
We're making you ads right now, bro.
A lot more.
I love that.
I got the pass.
Look, we like any
just trying to get
online
free
business,
stuff.
we have that problem, and you know, it's just a matter of using technology to try and mitigate it. But it's we don't. You know, we have people like Luca who build systems for that, and so it's just part of the business, right? But we do things. You know, we have an AI that can track account sharing. Like we know who's doing it. So if you're doing it, we know. But you know.
But honestly, again, it's so helpful because I feel like today and also in Canada in general, because in most other countries, the life logic is not like that. We're full grown adults in all senses. And we also have to get an education. And in some cases, like me, I have bills to pay. I have responsibilities. I need to work the amount of time that I'm working and I need to get the money that I'm getting.
Exactly.
Therefore, my time is very limited. I can fit studying however I want and I don't have to run after a teacher reading a PDF. Again, you have to train a lot. You can manage your time however you want. Like everything is so stressful and this helps bring down the stress.
Yep.
Being able to have the courses at our need whenever we need.
Yeah.
That made no sense. French is coming into my head.
But that's
It's not
exactly
working.
how
When it's convenient, you know, I think that's hugely important.
Yeah, you should be able to study when you want to study.
Yeah.
So that is one question. I get it's in the sphere of what we're talking about now, which is external support. So my first question was, have you used external support? But I'm guessing now the three of you have.
Yep.
Engineering, not so much. Is there a big? Is there?
There's a checkmark for engineers. His name's Parv.
Parv Singh.
Parv Singh, yeah. Great guy. Like,
Yeah.
Amazing.
But like he does crash courses, and things like that.
But the thing is,
They're in
that's why
person.
I was asking. He does a lot of crash courses, but if his classes are in person, all of them, some of them are like 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
Yeah, the old method.
Does this make
Yeah.
Parv Singh, reach out to hello@checkmarktutorials.com ASAP.
Join the squad. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, that would be a great fit, actually. But the thing is, when you want to watch, like, let's say you missed the class and you want to watch it, you go into his office.
Yeah. Because they're afraid of sharing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no way you can share anything. Like, no way. So, which is,
Yeah, I mean, I understand why he does it. Obviously, you can't share.
yeah.
There's like business reasons not to do that, but whatever, right? That's his model. And again, if he, we would love to have him on the team, Parv, if you're listening.
But we've also got some really cool tech that helps prevent that.
Yeah,
online.
we don't want to share the special sauce with Parv.
We don't have to
joins
share
the
the
team.
stuff.
They'll find a way around
Know
it.
that your content is protected.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that goes into making sure that the content stays on platform.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess the first sub question to that was, and you guys touched upon it a little bit, but we'll get you to say it again maybe. So there was a time before you found, let's say, Checkmark and after. And how would you compare?
dark days.
How would you compare those two? Like, what was your experience before using Checkmark, or using any, maybe it was Wise Prep, or maybe, and then after? So
So I think the first time it was before Checkmark. When I heard about you, it was Calm 217. I wasn't taking it with a tutor or anyone, and I was drowning. I saw my friend, he was chilling, he was smiling the whole time. I'm like, man, how the hell are you getting all of this? What's going on in your mind? He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm studying with Professor John. I'm like, who? He's like, don't worry about the classes. Don't worry about anything. Take a course with Professor John and thank me later. I didn't listen for Calm 217. I thought I'd go through it myself. I passed it, barely. It was a rough semester. And then I started the next semester with Calm 221. And it was smooth sailing from there. Everything went smoother. I didn't have to worry about the midterms. I didn't have to worry about the finals. I watched your weeklies and did your mock exams. And that was it. The knowledge was there. The way of just receiving all of that, it was so different than anything else. And just I could write my notes whenever I want, and I just felt like I wanted to learn because it was at the time that I wanted to learn.
Right.
So my grades went up, training went better, coaching went better. I had more time for myself. Life became better. Not gonna lie, honestly. So
great.
yeah.
I obviously love to hear that. And how about you?
Honestly, I can't even remember how I was doing it before Checkmark. My brain doesn't even work. Because it's as if I would ask you right now, okay, write a text without ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just can't. The fact that I actually used to go to class and do my things. At one point I did abandon, but much later in the semester because I was scared to not manage without going to class. I don't remember how I discovered it, but I think it was just a crash course at one point when I was in deep shit for an exam. And then I saw the grade that I got with maybe a week of studying. And I was like, what? And I did not know about this before. Hell no. Because at first, honestly, I saw tutors everywhere, advertising themselves and whatever. And I was like, nah, bro, that's a scam. You're stupid. Just study by yourself. People that take that are lazy. Hell nah. You're stupid if you don't take tutoring, honestly. You're better investing, putting money into that. And it also leaves you time for yourself again. And you can study, do your thing, not be as stressed, and you're still gonna get a good grade.
Yeah.
I'm a last minute studier, so I just cannot go to class or get myself to study with either weeklies or just every single week having a time to study. I can't. I try, I get into my bed, I open my laptop, and I end up on TikTok. Don't ask me how. My phone just ends up open on TikTok in my head. And then 2 hours pass and I don't even realize it. But
I think that's a common, an obvious common misconception that tutoring is only for if you're dumb or something. But
that's why it took me so long to get there.
Coming from the actual tutor, I've had students who are coming into my classes with already having an A, right? But they, so we have students who are, failing and coming to be saved, and then students who are coming in who already have an A who want to lock that A in, right? And then everybody in between, obviously. So I think that's, and I think we've done a good job, especially at Concordia anyways, at changing that idea. Now everyone pretty much at Concordia uses us, but having tried to crack McGill, for example, completely different story because they don't have the culture. So they still believe that, if you need a tutor, you're
stepping down.
Like
You're not that smart.
It's taboo or
I
something.
will tell you the economic benefits of investing in tutoring, for me at least, allowed me to start a business and take more shifts at my job. So it paid for itself.
I was able to lose weight
instantly.
I mean, there's exactly right. Like for whatever, it's all about time. Like
Yes,
they say time is the one thing that you can't buy, but you can in this context. Because you spend 5 hours watching my video, I believe equates to maybe 30 hours of trying to do it on your own.
Yep.
So, you invest a little bit of money, but you get back all this time. Then you go work, you coach, you work out. I don't know what you do, but right. So I
engineer.
You engineer. So I do believe that in this context, you can invest a bit of money to buy a lot of time.
Yep.
So I think, so tell us about, you've done, when did you start, let's say, doing crash courses? Was it at the very beginning?
Honestly, in engineering,
That drawing class.
drawing. Right?
That drawing class, that damn
You're an
drawing
engineer,
class.
you're used to math, you're expecting math, but then you see drawing.
What was that course called? I forgot.
Drawing. Like we're talking
Machine
like
drawing and design.
Machine
Yeah,
drawing.
like
like physically drawing
Yeah,
the
like-
schematic of something.
Exactly.
Okay.
By hand?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not like
it
wait,
started
wait.
by hand
not
and then
AutoCAD
SolidWorks.
or one of those.
There's both.
what?
Like you have to learn how to
SolidWorks.
draw it by hand.
It's a 3D modeling
That's how
thing for
engineers
engineering.
used to
You
do
know,
it.
Is it like,
Is
is
it
it the
the same?
dot? You put a dot
AutoCAD
and
is similar,
you draw
but
lines?
this has real physics.
You just put a square.
Okay.
Let's say you have the
Front view, top
front view,
side
top,
view,
side. You have
auxiliary
to
views,
draw
all that.
each one. And just
Yeah.
try to imagine what the 3D would look like.
Sure.
And then
So
you gotta
that's
see
how.
what's inside it.
That's when you seek help.
That's when the journey started.
That reminds me of CJEP, my first programming class. They gave us a sheet of paper, and our test was written by hand in a programming class.
That's crazy.
And they would knock us if we didn't hand write a semicolon.
Damn.
Like that's the insanity. That you had to draw that by hand blows my mind in 2025.
Then like the class after that is like you have to. I remember it was like you have to. It was a civic engine. You have to like dismantle the engine, then like draw a specific part within that engine,
Okay.
like the shaft or whatever. So these classes, like you do need a tutor. Like
It's hard to see it.
Yeah.
You can't see all these angles, all the insides, all the intricacies without someone kind of like.
Yeah, you need somebody who's seen
pointing
it
you
a
at
it bought me
thousand
like
times.
Yeah.
it bought me like honestly like 20 hours a week
At
for
least.
like at least.
Yeah.
Because like I was like I had my own business on the side. It's not a business, but so just focusing on that and just doing engineering.
180?
Yeah.
180 degrees.
Yeah. So basically, for you, since I'm gonna pitch you to come and join, I would say around Feb. You're not a student anymore, right? Yeah. Around Feb, a team and I co-founded something called 180 Degrees Consulting. It's like a franchise of the world's largest student-led consultancy firm. Really into JMSB and business. So I do need a lot of JMSB students, just like,
Do you need sponsors?
yeah.
Give us a call. We're sponsoring your brother's tournament, so might as well help you too.
Really? Yeah, we're actually looking for sponsors because right now we're like getting a lot of interest from JMSB students.
Okay.
But when you say consultancy in what areas?
Mainly we do digital transformation, fundraising strategy, a lot of financial sustainability, SEO, a lot of that. Like we have a lot of clients. Like right now, we're working on getting more international clients. So, and the nice thing about it is like students get to work on these projects.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So like just off the bat, there's like this mega project we're working on. It's with a company in Bangladesh. The CEO is like an ex-McKinsey, very big guy. So when these students come in and like they do the work, it's really valuable, right?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. It's like you're giving every student what he wants, which is impact.
Yeah.
Right.
You really like when you say something and when you want to implement something, you can see it getting done by that business. So
I love that you're doing this on such an interesting scale, because that's the reason I did it for myself. Started a company called Sprout with 2 T's. I thought it was cool branding. Would help you grow, right?
Okay.
But by the end of JMSB, where all the courses were basically group projects, every single project we did, I did it with a paying customer. So I told the teacher,
I was one of them.
smart.
Actually.
yeah,
No way.
Yeah, I was.
one, like everything had to be, we'd build a system. So we'd find a customer who wanted something in the scope of our case study, and we'd build it and get paid. So every student that was on my team in that semester was building something real.
That's
And
interesting.
when we finished, it went into production and is being used. So very cool that you're doing that. And let me know if you need any kind of help, any kind of tech support, any kind of...
We need someone
Like, I mean, I do...
He is a genius when it comes to anything that is like, if you can dream it with computers, AI, fucking whatever else, like you don't, it doesn't even have to make sense in your head. Just throw it at him and he'll find a way to build it. And so I think you should
It would
definitely
be
have a
my pleasure.
conversation.
I love what you're doing, and I love the project. So if you need anything, let me know.
Yeah, we'll talk after this.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that, and I get this, we get this sometimes from students who don't take our services for whatever reason, right? That, and we sometimes get it from profs, that it gives students who do take our services an unfair advantage. Okay.
How?
Sorry. I find that
Cost maybe
because
is one of them.
For them to believe it's an unfair advantage, it means
it's an
they have to
advantage.
think that what they're providing the students is subpar.
Well, you guys see it in your outlines, right?
Yeah.
Every semester it says, do not use external tutoring services.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It says that?
Look at every single course outline at
does.
Concordia.
Yeah.
Go to like the last page and it says in big letters, external tutoring services, and there's a whole paragraph.
Can I check?
Do not use them. I'm not sure about engineering. JMS Speed profs have it out for us.
So the
Okay, see,
idea
I barely even read my course outline, so
It's
I had no idea.
is the idea come use the TA, use office hours, like they want to push the services they offer?
They say you don't need it.
Okay.
When clearly, based on our conversation so far, you do, right?
I got a Montreal tutoring degree.
I believe that.
That is
so.
what I
Montreal
got.
Tutoring was my first company.
Yeah, that was
Reference
where
these
I knew
Okay.
forever.
Yeah.
Before SOS Tutoring, my office was called Montreal Tutoring. So
Okay,
that's
nice.
That's where it started.
How long have you been doing this?
I started in 20. I think I started in 2013 actually. So it's 12 and a half years.
How'd you get into it though?
Complete
'Cause,
accident.
yeah, everyone, all the good
Yeah,
teachers
because
say
how
that
did you
they
go
got it
from
by
accounting
accident.
to this?
I was helping people study in the library, then 20 people showed up, and then 18 people. Then,
It's not that. It's actually pretty close. No, I was a student in accounting, and I was just tutoring on the. Okay, this is funny and a little bit crazy. My roommate at the time was Ramiz, who replaced me at Wise Prep.
Oh God!
Yeah, we go way back. I can.
No shade. I did not.
We don't need. It's okay. He's whatever.
No shade.
Anyway, so
Sorry,
he was
bro.
tutoring before I was, and he was doing his thing, and I said, "Oh, that seems like cool, like good for side money." So I just started tutoring one-on-one, just for some side money. And then one person brought their friend, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. This is growing a little bit. Then 10 people in the living room, 15 people in the living room.
I think I took an econ tutorial in Ramiz's living room.
Yeah, that was my
There
living
were
room.
like 40 people.
So at the time, I was taking Com 320, entrepreneurship. I also had a great prof, and I did my project on. We had to interview some entrepreneur, and I think
Did you
it was
also interview yourself?
no. I interviewed my cousin Pete. He owns a bunch of restaurants in Montreal, and after leaving his restaurant, after speaking with him, I'm like, oh, I need to start my own business. Like this is, I don't, and that was the day I think I started the first business, and that was Montreal Tutoring. And then it grew into, and then I joined SOS Tutoring, then Wise Prep purchased SOS Tutoring, and then COVID happened, and that's how we ended up going online. Up until COVID, we were in person.
I'm a bit of an intruder here. Well, what is Wise Prep? What's Wise Prep?
It's just a competitor that I used to work for.
Okay, now you opened up your.
It's a platform. Same thing.
It's a very similar business to ours that I used to work for, and that's all I can say.
Okay, makes sense.
I want to talk to you about the business idea. Remind me after.
Sure.
I want to.
So as far as unfair advantage, you guys don't buy into that.
No.
No.
It gives us an advantage, but I think it's a fair one.
Yeah, because
Anyone has access to it.
Advantage, so-
I mean, think about what you're actually paying for. You're thinking about, you're paying more for the same material to be delivered to you in a way that
better
you
way.
understand it better.
exactly.
And
How is that fair?
access to having it repeated to you as many times as you need it to happen for it to sink in your head.
It's not our fault if the teachers or aides at school do not want to step up.
I don't even think it's about them stepping up. Is how many times can you loop back and repeat?
That's
Loop back and
valuable.
repeat.
Exactly.
If you do, I'm sorry I didn't understand. I'm sorry I didn't understand. Not only will most people not do that out of embarrassment
might
from
get
their
kicked in the
colleagues, but from the teacher thinking, okay, Lord, what are you doing?
You're wasting
my
time. Exactly.
Even in
Exactly.
person, you never made anyone feel like they were wasting your time. That never happened. And I can only imagine that if all I had to do was loop back, I wouldn't even feel bad about approaching you.
Yeah.
So the number of times I could have redone something with you live in front of me at a time that was convenient, the only thing you're doing is buying education at your own pace. So I don't think it's unfair. I think that people who have the economic means of affording themselves a tutor are doing themselves the biggest favor they possibly can. And it's not just buying better grades, it's buying the time back to do other things.
Yeah.
So coming from a former student.
To each their means. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think it's an expensive service, you know, considering you're getting, you know,
How much is it?
It ranges, but the point is like you would pay in a semester what some people are paying for sitting with a private tutor for 4 hours.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
If you want to sit one-on-one with somebody, it's going to cost you as much as taking our service for the entire semester.
I want you
as
to know,
many times.
I didn't mean to insinuate that your services are expensive. I just meant that some people are already finding it hard to make tuition.
Yeah.
Right? This is a surplus on top of that. And you really have to see the value to be able to say, I'm already paying tuition. I want to buy this service.
I think that people don't realize the actual cost of, and this is, we're going to stretch it a little bit, but the actual cost of failing a class we think
Agreed.
is like, okay, I'm going to come back for one semester. It's going to cost me $500, $600. But if you think about it, if I fail a class, I just delayed graduation 4 months. The average person out of graduation is making, say, $80,000 a year. That's 4 months of salary, right? So now that 1 year you've lost $25,000, $20,000.
That's the tip of the iceberg.
That's just the tip. One, compound that over your life.
Yep.
You know,
I'm not even talking about interest. I'm just
you
saying.
lose the experience. You might lose motivation.
Did you fail a class in school? Like I'd be shocked if the tutor who taught all these things actually failed classes. Like I failed classes. Okay, so
I
will
failed
just-
before I when I was very young. When I was
Okay.
trying to be an architect. Yeah.
I failed classes. The impact that has on your confidence as a student is brutal. Like I failed calculus twice and it ruined me. Like I was like, I cannot be a scientist.
I know so many students who dropped out.
That's crazy.
You know, before I did this in a at large scale, you know, I because now I don't let anybody drop out. But I remember one girl, she did math 208 or math 206 or whatever, and just couldn't pass it. Tried a couple of times, failed, and just gave up on JMSB completely. Just went in completely out of the direction.
I think about it all the time. If I would have just gotten a tutor when I was at Vanier and passed Cal and gotten good at math and finished my pure and applied sciences degree, would I have become a mechanical engineer? What would life have like? I don't know. I've fallen in love with tech, so that's maybe what happened. But it would have been a very different path.
Yeah.
And it was all because at that time I thought, no, I just can't do math. Even a tutor won't be able to help.
Yeah.
And then I took the maths at Concordia with help, and I got B's or A's, and it blew my mind.
Yeah, honestly, I never failed a class just because of you.
Perfect. That means we're doing it. We're doing the right thing.
That's it. And for me, for example, I'm an international student, right? So failing a class,
Oh,
Brutal.
Yeah.
like 3K,
Yeah, but
Plus or
even
minus.
then,
What
and,
did you say?
like 3K plus or minus on a class.
and that is really.
Class per semester.
Yeah.
So
I think that is, and that's what I was trying to say before. Like when people say, "Oh, you know, the $300-400, whatever it is, to let's say take a service for a whole semester," compare that to $3,000 for your tuition, the lost salaries, like dollar for dollar.
Yep.
Right. Failing.
it's expensive.
If you extrapolate it, you can get into like $1 million over the course of your life because you
just look
failed
at American
one class
university
and
tuition.
delayed your graduation by one
Exactly.
semester.
Exactly.
And people
Now-
don't realize that.
And
do
not
the
only-
math on American university education.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
And you're also
overrated.
playing with your own time, let's be honest. Like 4 months. You can do so many more things with your life for 4 months than we take a stupid class.
In
You can go travel.
the most fun time
your
of your
debut.
life. Like, don't get me wrong. I love what I do. I'm having a great time. I used to spend my late nights out partying and drinking with friends when I wasn't working on the business. But my university days, while I wasn't in class a lot, I had a lot of fun. And most of that was because I did not have to be up 5 nights a week studying. You know, so I'm not selling this as go get tutored so you can go drink more.
Yeah.
But
if that's what you want,
if that's what you want to do with the time you get back,
Go get tutored so you can do what you want.
I swear that's it. It's that.
Is attendance mandatory in GMC? Like usually,
not in all
They
classes.
don't really care.
Some places.
Mandatory, but they give you a 10% of your grade is attributed to attendance. No, they say participation.
Yeah.
But in
not
order
just
to
certain
participate,
It's not all classes.
it was very common when I was going.
Yeah.
And I literally would have the conversation at the beginning of the semester with the teacher.
Me too. Every time I see that on
Okay,
the
I-
outline, I go talk to
won't
them
be
first.
here. What can I do to, can I come a few times?
Yeah.
And
Oh, you can
participate
do
a lot?
that. I show up to one class and then never show up again.
So the thing
always talk
was,
to them on day one.
I always wanted to see if I could negotiate my way into having at least partial marks for that. And they're like, if you don't come, you can't have it. Okay. Except for the 4 profs.
10% is too much.
I agree.
For
10% is way too much.
Well,
I
it's the only way to
forfeited-
force you to get in there.
Yep.
And you're
I
not getting
forfeited
anything
it.
out of it.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even see the point. Okay, you don't want to show up for nothing. But well, at this point, brother, also stay at home and have a nap with your wife. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
I haven't
I'm
had
sorry.
a class in engineering where we had to like maybe one, but it was like 10% bonus
Okay.
if you attend.
Well, I think
But
at
in
the same
engineering,
time-
you don't have a choice to miss
Yeah,
the
you
class.
have to be
You
in
don't
class
have a
unless you're gonna
choice.
unless
Yeah.
you want to kill yourself or something.
So I guess this next question is specifically for you because you've graduated, and so I was having a conversation with ChatGPT before about like all the questions. This was one of them that ChatGPT said I should ask you, and it was,
I love that your ChatGPT knows me now.
what's one thing you didn't appreciate about university until after you left it
Oh
that
man,
you would tell 3 people that are still in it?
I worked too hard.
You didn't appreciate that.
I would honestly tell you, I tried to do too much. I tried to, there was a time, and I will tell you how insane I got about this. I started trying different sleep hacking techniques. I tried to do more with the clients that I was signing with my
What does
friends.
sleep hacking mean? Sorry.
Attempting to find weird circadian rhythm hacks that would allow you to be wakeful for more hours without having to get 8 hours of sleep.
Right.
The office that I rented from you behind your tutoring space,
That's right.
there were nights that I never left. And I would just change and go to the class I had to do or go to work downtown because I also worked at the Apple Store downtown. So I would like freshen up, do my little, gentleman's morning after, wash up in the bathroom and then go to class or go to work. It was too much. I burned myself out.
Yep.
Have fun. Meet people. And I'm not saying meet people like go out and shake everybody's hand and say, hi, I'm Luca. Like, that's not what I'm talking
not?
about. Some of the greatest friendships I have are people that I met in university because we're fully grown adults with mostly fully developed frontal cortexes. Like, these are smart people who are about to go to work with you. You will probably meet down the line if you don't leave Montreal.
Not just that,
and-
but you're in the same field as well.
Well, I met the 2 friends that I have that are genuinely forged out of university are not even in the same faculty. One's accounting and the other one is supply chain.
Okay.
Like, we didn't study the same thing. We met on campus. One we met at tutoring, and the other one we had some overlap at one of the stores that I was working at. But it's meeting people and creating a great network of people you can trust as you go out into the world. Because after university, real life is not structured that you walk into a building and you go sit in a class and you listen to a professor talk and you get some grades.
Never been that.
Like, deliverables matter when you work at an organization who has, shareholders or has profits to maintain, or you have to account for growth. And if you fail at growth, you're failing at your job. And I mean, I'm not trying to shove you down the American methodology of doing business and it's always about maximizing shareholder value, but it takes a different twist. And life will never be as slow as it could be while you're in university. So take that time to meet great people and build a platform for a beautiful life with people that you can trust and rely on as you go.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm 36 on Saturday, and I don't think I have any friends in my life right now that I had before going to university or that I met after university. Every single person in my life right now I met during university.
Right.
Either when I was a student or when I was transitioning out of being a student and into being a tutor. Because that's when you meet the people that are, like you said, most like you, like people I went to elementary school with.
Exactly.
Who knows where they are now? We all, you know what I mean? You're kids at that point and you're all going. And then after that, I mean, I still don't know how adults meet, like when you're outside of university.
Motorcycles. I've made some really good friends just riding
But if you were to stop riding, would you still hang out with them?
Probably not.
There you go.
Absolutely. They are contextual friends.
Yeah.
They are not, life-lasting friends. Absolutely.
And honestly, I also feel like my life motto is work smarter, not harder, which also you have been my hero for way too many semesters, because I would rather spend a week not sleeping than 3 months and still kill my class. But initially I was supposed to go study in pharmacy, but then I was like, any field that, engineering as well, any field like that in medicine, stuff like this, you are going to have to kill your social life if you want to like actually make it, because it requires a lot of effort from you.
I don't know. Some of the best parties I went to in university were hosted by the engineering faculty. So those guys
It's like you're trapped then.
know how to do both,
Yeah, but I mean, I would have had to stay much more inside and also study. So I was like, you know what? I can also make money with accounting, but I can also live life, which is why I chose to be in that, because a lot of people ask me if I'm mentally ill for choosing
Let's talk
accounting,
when you're
to be
studying
honest.
for your CPA or your CP.
Yeah.
I will become mentally ill during my CPA, I'm pretty sure, honestly.
I know a few.
Did
so
you do
just
it?
prepare yourself.
No, because at that point I had already decided that I didn't want to do account. Like I'm one of the few people that actually loves accounting. I think accounting is once you fully understand it and you're not trying to learn it anymore, one, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. And it's really interesting. But I prefer teaching. So I never did the CPA. I feel like I could have passed it probably.
I don't doubt you would have passed it. It's just, it's a career that requires a lot of study. And I think that one of the reasons I could never have been an accountant is how much more education it took.
So here's another, when I was asking chat, give me some topics that are a little bit edgy. It said to, the engineer, do the science students or even business students, do you think that science programs are harder than business programs?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting. You saying no and you saying yes.
I will tell you why.
I've been in both, and I think yes.
Yeah, but you haven't
I
been
want to say yes too.
more.
I've been in enough. I don't want to go more.
Sciences are easier,
They're not easier.
they're the same.
They're all very of course they're a bit harder, but they're they make it sound as if it's
obviously they're a bit harder.
just a bit. It
But
sounds
I'm
a bit
going to
harder.
tell you, Jawad, that the reason that I say there's no chance I could have finished your program is my brain doesn't work like yours.
But that's you. Right.
But I think that that's why anyone
because
sitting in
you-
my camp will say absolutely yes, it's harder, because
Fair.
my brain does not work with calculating
It's subjective.
the forces with which a tiny cog in a machine can withstand under pressure at a
But
certain
it's
altitude.
not like that. That's the thing. It's really not. That's why I'm saying people.
Interesting.
It is hard. Yes, for sure. But I wasn't really smart before I joined engineering. Engineering makes you smart.
I think there's a very
You don't have to join it to be
important
smart.
distinction. Intelligence versus the ability to do something are very different.
Yeah,
I
but-
know some very dumb people that are very good at their jobs. It doesn't change the fact that when you talk to them, you can't have an intellectual conversation.
Yeah.
But the crux of it is brains work differently. And if you have an engineering brain, your brain does things in a certain way.
I don't think an engineering brain is that different from
You
like a
don't think
finance
so?
brain.
It's not.
Really?
Some of the best.
I'd love to do brain scans.
some
It's
of the
problem
best.
solving.
That's
Both
great
of
one.
them.
Before you go back to Texas, let's get CT scans done.
You live in Texas?
I do. Yeah, it's been a year
I
now.
want to move there, man.
You should.
I want to.
Beautiful.
Honestly,
man.
you have the engineering brain after you finish, not before.
Interesting.
It's really the opposite. Everyone thinks that it is hard. There is a lot of work that needs to be put in.
Do you have to study more? Let's say hour for hour. Do you have to study more for exams? Like you have friends who are in business school.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you put in more hours than them?
Yes, but not by that much. Like
Okay.
they can apply themselves as well. It's not that big of a difference, right? Because not everyone's getting a 4.0. Like you can get a 3
Right.
and just let's say he's putting in 5 hours a week. If he puts in 10, 10 you can also manage, but 10 is not a lot too.
So do you think somebody who is who studies any science program, med, whatever.
Med's different.
Okay, so so
Med,
is
law,
med at
all
the
of
top
that.
of
Yeah,
difficulty?
med's on.
Number one.
Yeah, it's too much. It's like 20 hours a week of study. You
And law.
cannot have a part-time job.
Law too.
So do you think anybody that's crushing it at med school would walk into JMSP and just absolutely destroy it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So med is
I
hard.
don't think so, man.
No?
I think everything is just so different. Like
Right.
Yeah, but they've been trained to study
certain
to extreme
things.
lengths and get very good at it in very different faculties. So I don't know. I think that in business school, for the most part, we're compounding on the fundamentals, right? And then you branch off into specializations.
Exactly.
Similar to med, but in med and engineering, people die if you do it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can account wrong.
Yeah, stakes are
you'll
high.
you'll pay more taxes next year.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the same. It's not the same.
I mean, there's a bit more risk.
I mean, honestly, the only comparative that I have is health science from college because that's what I did before dropping out and decided that fuck off, pharmacy is not for me. I mean, just at that time, I had to study so much more for chemistry and physics and stuff like this. Just, I feel like concepts in general in business are not necessarily easy to grasp at first sight, but they're easier to grasp than, let's say, what the fuck you just told me about a drawing. I think if I saw that, I would just take a coloring pencil and just start filling in the gaps.
The thing is,
people relate it.
it's
I think so too.
it's because it's but the reason why engineers are like really, I would say, not smarter, but like think differently is that you come and speak about like the drawing. It sounds complex, but when you just approach it and someone just explains it, it really is so simple. That's, I think, what, back to your point, where you become an engineer, right? You see this something that's really complex that you think is complex because you haven't seen it day to day, then you just study it and you're like, fuck, this is so easy. Like, how do people think so highly of engineering? But I get it. To someone from the outside, it really is just.
So do you think that based on the things that you're interested in and passionate about, you're willing to sort of bend your brain around the subject
I hated
for
it.
Longer?
Just going into it.
Really? So how did you end up in a
I
program?
loved it when
He's
I joined.
Arab. His parents put him in it.
That's going to bring up another topic.
I hated it when I joined it, but now I love it because
That's
it's
so
such a
interesting.
systematic way of thinking.
Wow, that destroyed everything I was about
This
to
is why I like jujitsu. It's a whole different idea, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Martial arts is
The
high level
more you-
problem solving with dire physical consequences. That's what That's
Sure.
like that's the quote I've been lived on. That's the quote Joe Rogan keeps on saying. That's the quote I know, and to me, that's what it is. Like it's problem solving with physical consequences.
The more you learn about engineering, the more you realize you have to be an engineer, like every single way, right? Just course after course of just seeing complex and making it simple, seeing something complex, making it simple. You're like, nothing's really that hard. You just need to put the points in, right? You just need to find a structure on how to approach anything. That is what makes you an engineer. It's not hard. It's just, you have to really apply yourself. But anyone can be an engineer. You just need to apply yourself consistently. Discipline, which is why,
Yeah.
I mean, that is, I think, one of the main reasons why, like, most millionaires are engineers, right? It's discipline, it's applying yourself, it's structure.
And it's
Get
also
the
a
fact checker
point
check
and
down.
time. It's also
Curious.
the time of when people needed engineering versus the time that we're going into now. So different time frames,
As
different,
an engineer,
different
but you can
demands.
do anything because you acquired that problem-solving set. You can be a.
You can be a stock
Going to-
trader. The best stock traders in the world, like actual traders, are engineers.
Yeah.
Because they have that mind.
Okay.
It's not about what you learn, but like just this process of learning
Yeah.
that makes you an engineer. It's not what you learn, like
So it molds your mind into this
Yeah.
problem solving machine.
exactly.
You can remove
you can-
all.
I
I
You
might
can
take
remove
engineering
all.
courses when you start offering
You can remove all emotion from it and just
Yeah.
look at it
As a
super
problem,
technically.
that's it.
objectively.
And, yeah.
Exactly.
So you I don't know if it was a joke or not, but you said your parents decided you're going to be an engineer. Was that-
Honestly, my brother was an industrial engineer, right? Because when I moved to Canada, I was like, no, I crossed an ocean. That's a lot of
that's
distance.
a big one.
And my dad was like, oh, what do you want to do? At first, I wanted to do finance and econ, like a double major, because I loved
Sure.
that. Then I was like, Then I told my dad, I was like, yeah, find something else.
You don't have my approval.
I'm not paying for that tuition. If you cross the ocean,
There's
just
no banker. That's funny.
It's actually so funny how many times I've heard that.
Yeah, he's like, honestly, I'm paying a lot for you to come here, so go into something nicer.
Make the degree matter.
I was like, industrial. He's like, your brother's in industrial.
We have one already.
We have one.
Taken. I was like,
Diversify for the
like
family firm.
electrical? No fucking way electrical. That is a tough major. Electrical. Yeah.
Why? Plus and minus.
Plus and minus.
That's about as much as that.
Fuck yeah, electrical is like too abstract. Then I was like, mechanical, sure, let me try it. So I started like diving more into it. Then I was like, fuck, this makes so much sense. It just
And now you love it.
I love it. I'd never switch.
Okay, so you're a bad example. The reason
This is not the answer I wanted.
where I'm going with this is I still see a lot of students. I mean, at JMSB mainly because that's where I get students who are taking a program like accounting because their parents told them you need to be an accountant because you need to make money. Or if you have if you're an accountant, you'll always have a job.
Yeah.
But then they're going through it and they're miserable. Even after they started their ACOs, like they're still miserable. And I was wondering if you were in that camp, but it sounds like you actually fell in love with what you were doing.
I was lucky to love it, right?
So did you all, funny question, I guess, pick your own majors? I'm guessing yes. You chose it because you love accounting or because...
I was just extremely confused because, okay, my mom worked in the pharmacy for her whole life. And at one point at like 15, she got me to work with her as like an assistant tech in the pharmacy. And I really enjoyed the job in general. Like I spoke out with the pharmacist and everything. And I was like, okay, that's something that like I would graduate early from. I would make money and it doesn't require for me to like actually want to kill myself every day. I've been saying that way too much.
You can cut some of it out if it's a lot.
Just bleep it. Yeah. Funny. But yeah. Then I was like, okay, I could maybe do that. Then I applied in health sciences. I was getting good grades in high school, whatever, everything was going okay. But then I hit a wall with physics. It was not coming through. I was always extremely good at math, but physics could not do it. Like I could take those documents, beat the shit out of my head with it. Nothing would come in. I wouldn't understand. And again, it made no sense because why am I good at math, but I can't be good for shit at physics?
This is where you're right. It's just...
You know, I'm telling you.
It just wouldn't work. So then I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, my mom is never going to let me switch majors. And she was never going to let me do anything. She's like, okay, you're going to do pharmacy. You're going to beat your shit up and you're going to do pharmacy because you can do it. Like, you're smart enough to do it. I don't disagree. But I don't want to fucking deal with this. I failed physics twice now. Oh, yeah, okay, actually, I did fail a class. But I was failing it and then I dropped it. So it doesn't count because I dropped it before failing it.
I got 57 on calculus the first time. I got 47 the second time.
I got 15 the first time around.
I was like, I can't do this.
First teacher, and I started college also online. I was the 2020 generation.
Wow. COVID batch.
Yeah. So I started online. The teacher was a Québécois guy. I don't remember what his name was, but with the heaviest Québécois accent in English. It was so funny to listen to. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to learn about... Hey, tabarnak.
That's the first T-bomb we got today.
I was like, okay, well, nope. Dropped it. Then I get a teacher that doesn't even teach a class, doesn't even do Zoom classes. I was like, okay, how am I supposed to learn?
What do you mean they don't do Zoom classes? How does that work?
I had no idea. We were just getting documents and then he was like, okay, now you have a test.
Oh, fine.
What do you mean?
So you'd get the documents and figure it out.
I think a lot of teachers, especially the older ones, had trouble adjusting to teaching online.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's an adjustment.
It's a big you've been teaching in person your whole life in front of a whiteboard or blackboard, and now you have to teach on a camera to
But couldn't they do the
nobody.
same thing?
Yeah.
Just teaching it to nobody?
It's different, man. Like I'll say, I
Do you think
adjusted.
so? Because I've sat in classrooms where literally not a single human participated during the entire 3-hour lecture. So to me, aside from hearing people breathe, they were teaching to an
I think when you take somebody who's like 55, 60, who already doesn't really use a computer, and you put them in front of a computer, say, okay, now you're teaching. It's like it's hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, very hard for them to. We adapted super quickly because we're young and we can do that. But they struggled a lot. Like they're on, you know what I mean? Like they're on mute the whole time. They can't turn on their camera. Like dumb things like that. But even just even for myself, sometimes teaching and not seeing faces. Now I'm used to it. Now it's weird for me to see faces. But the first year once COVID hit, and I was like, I have to go from teaching, seeing hundreds of faces at the same time to none. It was a huge adjustment. It was crazy.
Okay, so I haven't actually watched any of his courses, despite the fact that I've transcribed them and fed them to LLMs and done a lot of great stuff with them. Yeah. So
It was in person.
I was in person.
you off?
No. Go ahead.
I'm getting the feeling that you're like a god.
I don't know why.
Actually, we should
I mean, he
print
was
out a
great in
picture and,
person,
like, just
which is
put
why
it
I'll
up
probably
somewhere.
go watch long courses and see what that looks like now. But it's so funny that I didn't even think of that. Is I remember you as the charismatic tutor who stood in front of the class and was very engaging. Do you guys who take his courses now feel that
It's
way?
the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
same.
Literally.
that means you've transitioned incredibly well.
If it wasn't the case, none
You
of us
wouldn't
would
be there
here.
for
Like,
sure.
I
And
know
I probably
Be
wouldn't be
here
either
in this
because-
podcast.
Right.
I did try other tutors, and no shade to nobody, because like everybody's doing whatever they can. And I told him nobody compares just because of the energy he gives.
Yeah, that comes
That's
through
it.
on the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've always I've never asked that question to anybody.
Well, I got so curious because
Tell you
the
about that.
reason that I was stuck on coming to your
did,
tutorials
yeah.
and not another tutor was I got it.
Yeah, in person it was different. Like I'll
Yeah, but
walk
we
up
were
to your,
still
I can
rooms
walk
with
up to your
100
desk.
people.
Yeah.
You would get big amphitheaters and you would still get everybody to really pay attention. Granted, it was like a whole Sunday and you had to be there intentionally,
Yeah.
but the Sunday flew. Like I remember doing those whole day crash courses for finals or whatever it was, and they were great. They're the reason I did so well. But I could not have imagined what life would look like if I was doing the same thing on camera. But these guys are saying it's just as great, and obviously the results are just as good. So
Yeah,
awesome.
it took a little adjustment, but now now I think it's much better on camera than it is overall.
For 100 reasons, I
Yeah.
agree with you completely.
But even just like using the iPad versus using a whiteboard,
Oh, smart.
convenient.
You have
It's-
infinite whiteboard.
infinite whiteboard. In the past, it was PowerPoint style. You'd have a projector. Like it's sort of what you guys are experiencing,
doing it
but
in uni.
but broken. So
Yeah.
you have the same notes on a projector, but then me on a whiteboard. Now it's
Professors
One
still
on
do
top of
that.
the- one on top
That's
of
what
the
they're
other.
doing in classes now.
yeah.
But yeah, to get back to what I was saying, at one point I just decided I can't do this anymore. And at the pharmacy I was working, I just so happened to have an extremely cheap boss that decided to put a 15-year-old to do the accounting of the pharmacy.
Is this you, the 15-year-old?
Yeah, exactly. No, literally, he had an accounting student. That accounting student took me and he was like, okay, so now today we're going to learn how to use Sage. I was like, no, not Sage. I'm sorry, Sage.
Sage. Yeah.
Sage.
Yeah. I was like, huh? So I had I think a 50-page procedure on how to put in bills and everything. So I was like, okay, well, what else do I know other than pharmacy? Accounting. So I just switched to commerce with math. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be an accountant. My mom screamed the shit out of me, but I'm alive and she's happy I'm doing this. And I'm happy.
How
Honestly.
much you have left?
I have 2 full semesters and 1 random ass semester with 2 courses.
So what would you guys say to somebody who tells you, I'm in accounting, I'm halfway through my accounting degree, so I've been exposed to it, but I hate it? Do you tell them, well, you're halfway through, push through and finish, or you hate it, so do something else?
First, I'd ask them, is there anything else you like? Is
Exactly,
there anything that
yeah.
you want to pursue outside of this? If you don't, stick with it.
Because hating and loving it, I feel like is not something to define accounting with. Because I'm not necessarily.
Well, it could be
in love with
anything, not accounting. Could be anything. Could be
Because I'm not gonna
engineer.
wake up in the morning and dream of a balance sheet, But I enjoy it because I understand how to do it. If you understand what you're doing and it's not that difficult for you and that painful for you to get through your degree, push because it's just hard in general to be at school. If you really hate it, explore yourself. Take a semester off if you need to. Explore what you like. Try different things. Speak to people. Network. And see what you like and give it a shot. It's never too late to switch career paths.
Yeah,
I like
are
the way
you
Omar said it. It's you have to be able to answer that question.
Yeah.
Is
Exactly.
If there's nothing you can say, I really want to spend all this time learning that thing,
Then you're
that's
just
the question
being
you need
lazy.
to answer. Answer that first. It's the precursor to anything you'll ever be good at.
And if they
You
say,
can only
yes,
be good.
I love music.
Okay, I know exactly where you're going. Is how you're going to make a career out of it. Okay,
That's the question your
but
parents are going to
here's
ask.
why I believe there are so many ways that you could take that and turn it into a beautiful career of anything. Do you want to be a musician who performs at the Super Bowl, or do you want to be in the music industry? because you can pick literally any job and find a way that it relates to music. You could be an IT in music. You can be an accountant in music. You can be an engineer in music. They need to design sets. They need to design things that will travel all around the world. Like, find a way to associate the thing you are super passionate about to a career you think you can be good at, and you'll find something that works.
Bingo.
You know, I don't think you have to be an excellent guitarist. I don't think you have to be an incredible vocalist to work in music. I've had a career in IT. I've worked in travel, I've worked in healthcare, and I now work in restaurant tech. Your ed tech.
Your skills are definitely applicable to
Anywhere.
But I fundamentally believe that can be said about almost anything you can study in university.
Right.
You want to study to become a orthopedist. How many athletes are you going to have to help with, shoes and that kind of stuff? You want to study to be literally throw anything at me and I'll associate it to music for you. Like there's no way that you can find something that will not in some way reconnect to the thing you're passionate about.
What do you?
For me, it's different.
Okay.
I think that if and I have this conversation at least a few times a year with students where, one, if you're in a program, and I still get this because your parents chose it, that's a huge, you should probably switch program. If you didn't choose it, somebody else chose it for you, that's already kind of a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people that went through the motions that way and they just did it.
But were they miserable the whole way through?
Are they happy today?
I don't know.
That's my better question to you. The ones I know are not.
They're not happy today.
No.
Well, there you go. Right?
I agree with you.
So that's, so if your parents chose it and you're only staying in it because of them, or if you're only in uni purely because, and look, I said it too. I want to get the paper to put it on my parents' wall.
I say do it for the network. I did it for the paper, but today I say do it for the network.
Honestly, I think you always have to be way more pragmatic. You have to understand that you're not gonna love anything, right?
Right.
On back on music. You can be an engineer and just perform on the weekends. Something that you love. Unless
it's not
you're
that
obsessed with it.
But what if you really don't like what you are doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's I'm in it and I'm miserable and I don't know what to do.
But that's the thing. If you don't know what to do, then you gotta
just
finish something so that at least you have something to fall back to. But if there is something that you want to do and you're passionate about and you really want that goal, like for me, becoming a fighter, I don't like that I'm in business. I don't like that I'm in university. I'm just in it for the safety net, not as a plan B, but as a not get deported because I'm an international student.
Right.
This is the reason I'm in it.
That's the plan A.
That's the only reason I'm in it. I'm just in it because if not, I'll get deported. And if I just have the Lebanese passport for the rest of my life, I'm not going to be able to fight internationally. So I'm in university as a strategic plan to go back to my plan A. My plan A has always been MMA. It always will be MMA till the day the wheels fall off, because I'm willing to sacrifice everything for that one thing that I love. And I genuinely believe that if you put enough time and effort and energy into something, it's going to pay out in some way.
Right.
Maybe you're not going to become UFC champion. Maybe you're not going to become the best player in the world. Maybe you're not going to become the best musician in the world. But you're going to be in the field that you love, and you're going to find a way to make something out of it, and you're going to have peace in your life. That to me is beautiful. And I'm still aiming for that top run. I'm still aiming for that UFC belt. And I'm in university because I have to be. That's it.
But you're
have to do it.
The 10% of the people that know what they love.
That's the thing.
90% of them don't.
It goes back to that first question. Is, what do you want to do?
What do you love?
Exactly.
What do you love? What's life?
A life without passion is sad.
Exactly.
So figure out the thing you give a shit about and do everything you can to do as much of that in your life as
100%.
possible. To your point, even if it's not international business, it helps you get to the thing you want.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Could you call up your Lebanese dad and say, I want to quit engineering to play the drum?
Speaker.
No,
He'll say play the drum
sleeping
and study
now.
engineering.
He's sleeping now anyways, but
Oh no, you would be waking him up with a nightmare.
that's a double
You know, the
But
cool
I bet you
thing,
he would say, play your silly drum, but finish your engineering degree.
you know, the cool thing about my parents is they would tell me, that's fine, but get the passport. They
Find a way to get that, for sure.
That's the thing I love most about them, is that they support the MMA side of my career. They want me to make it. They support that. They think I can make it. They back me with it, but they're also realists. They're like, you still need to do this. You still need the passport. You still need a backup plan. So go, learn, and then it's a marathon, not a sprint.
I mean,
What's
it's
the
still
rush?
a win at the end of the day, because if it doesn't work one way, it's going to work the other way, and you're still in a better place than you would be in Lebanon for like an actually
100%.
for an actual
But then if you think about it in another way, the way that I'm thinking about it is, man, I'm paying what per semester? 13K. Now it's going up to 17K per semester.
God,
Yeah. To, in the end of the day, get a degree that says I majored in business. What businessman would tell you that's a smart investment? For 4 years, 3 years?
Your spot is if you're
will
paying
tell
that
you.
much for your Canadian passport, that's a good deal.
That's the thing. That's the switch up. That's what
also-
I'm agreeing
that is
to.
so
Don't-
overpriced for a passport.
Yeah.
Don't focus so much on the things you studied for that price. Make it about the people you met.
100%.
You know,
oh,
need that money.
absolutely.
that's where I think
That's
we'll,
it. That's the connections, the network. But I believe that you can do that in day-to-day life if
I
you
agree.
pursue it. And university,
But how
I
many
don't
other
even meet
times
anyone
will
in
you
class.
be in a space, not even in class, on campus,
Yeah.
surrounded by people at the same point in their life with a dream of doing something?
Just a question.
That's me every day in the gym.
Yes, I agree. And I think that that's important. But I guess to your point, if the core focus of your education is to allow you to pursue your dream of fighting,
Then it's worth it.
then we're having a different conversation.
Yeah.
Because my core dream was not about sitting in class, listening to lectures and that kind of
Obviously.
thing. It was doing something that had an impact.
Yeah.
And I think that it doesn't really matter what industry I work in. I like to be interested in the industry I work in. I don't think I could do what I do at a cosmetics company because I don't really care about cosmetics. But
It gives you the means to follow something that
That's right.
that you're passionate about.
100%.
Question to both of you: how does that switch happen? Like when you're at university, studying, connections, whatever, then you isolate just to working.
I
What
don't
is
think
that?
it's isolating.
Not isolate, but like compared to university.
Okay, so in my particular case, it's quite isolating because I work in a room a little bit smaller than this with better lighting.
Better lighting.
Well, I have natural lighting.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll at least put that. I have natural lighting.
Might have to edit that.
But no, I have learned that I think I need some lights, like white lights like this in my office because I work late nights, but I digress. I work remote for every company I work with. I work at Lunchbox. It's a team that is mostly based in New York, but we have engineers in India, in Turkey. We have teams in the Philippines, and not everybody comes to a central office. I haven't set foot in an office in 4 years. And then before that, it was COVID. So even then I was remote. So all of this career has been built basically like John talking to a screen. Sometimes there are people talking back. Otherwise, it's just me murmuring to my wall and the rubber duck that sits on my desk. But it's isolating in that you work alone a lot. But I still get to meet with people whose job is intertwined with mine. So I still get to collaborate with people. It's not the same kind of let's go for drinks after work. So in a remote work life, there's that sense of isolation, but it's made me a lot closer with my friends because when the workday ends, we get together. A lot of them have semi-remote jobs and we see each other 3-4 times a week. And I'm proud to say that even in my 30s, they have houses and girlfriends and some are having kids and we still see each other a lot.
Nice.
I don't know if that would be the case if after work I'd have work friends and we'd go get drinks and that kind of stuff would happen. But no,
I mean,
networking changes a lot.
I don't think my job is isolating, although technically it is. But I don't feel like right around the time where COVID changed me teaching in person to teaching online is when I started having kids.
Right.
So like,
You get more time for yourself.
well, I mean, like I am socializing all the time, just with kids.
The people you made.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I can't really answer that because I at first I didn't like it. At first it was super weird because I went from teaching in person and seeing a bunch of people to being alone in it, but that went away really fast.
Did it feel schizophrenic at first?
Not schizophrenic, but it definitely, and the weirdest was because so COVID happened. We used to teach in person, right? Then COVID, we started teaching live on Zoom. still wasn't recorded at that point. It was just live on Zoom. It was like, and that was still kind of fine because I know the people are there. They had to be there. It's when we started doing it with nobody, like just a camera, not live, where it was weird because it's like I have to pretend I'm talking to somebody,
But there's no one there.
but there's nobody.
No feedback.
Which is why
There's
it's
nobody there.
Yeah.
And that took a bit of adjustment. I spoke to some people who had been doing like YouTube and stuff, and they gave me some tips like, you know, look behind the camera. Like imagine there's somebody behind the camera or put somebody behind the camera. I never did that, but
I'd get so distracted with what's behind the camera. It's like, what's that book doing there?
yeah.
You take one of your kids, just sit in there.
And but now I mean, you guys are saying that you feel the energy, so it means I'm doing it right.
I agree.
So now I can talk to a camera as if I'm talking to, and I think having taught in person for so long, I know what part of my, let's say my lesson, a student would have a question, or it would be a time to kind of stop and ask, you know, the student a question. And so I can do that to a camera because I know that it's coming. So I know when you guys are going to be at home saying like, oh, I wonder, but that's only because I taught in person before.
Yeah.
Right. If I don't think you can do this job
Well,
well.
If you're just
anyways,
going straight into
if you
it.
went from I never taught before to I'm going to teach to nobody.
right.
So
I'm gonna ask a question completely off topic.
sure.
Did you start barbecuing when you went to Texas?
I started it
Like big time,
Big
like
time, yes.
proper barbecues.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked steak, obviously, but no, I only really got into it.
I'm hungry, man.
I only really got into it when I moved to Texas. There's very
see your
good,
stories
very good
online.
beef in Texas.
How's the
Yeah.
life difference from here and there? Are you
There is life there.
Canadian or?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Montreal. I left
Okay.
2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's better in most ways. Obviously, like,
Except for healthcare, the
there-
cost of education.
Healthcare.
oh, hang on.
Here.
Healthcare
here.
Healthcare over
No,
there
over
is
there.
way better.
Expensive, but
I don't
here
mean
is,
access to or the availability of. I mean the cost of treatment.
Okay.
Well, if you have insurance,
Interesting.
right?
Yeah,
so,
You're paying them in taxes though, like here.
That's the thing. So no, I think that's I think it's much better in the US, even cost wise, because then what you're saving on what you're paying for the insurance, man, like I don't wait for a doctor. Never. It doesn't matter if it's small, big, you do not wait. So, you know, you pay $800 for a family of 5 and you have access to a doctor exactly when you need them. Here, you know, you're going to
Man,
wait like
tell me about it.
18 hours in an emergency room just to get looked at. So that's better. Taxes are better. Weather generally better. Like, you know, we get snow 1 day a year. Food not better.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
You live in Montreal, man.
Montreal
This
is
place is special.
yes.
Yeah, we
Montreal
do have a lot of cuisine.
has
A
really
lot.
because of
Because of the
It's a
mix of
melting
culture.
pot.
all the
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
nationalities and all the immigration.
This time
Yeah.
is out of
Yeah.
control.
I think you can go out of Montreal and get amazing food for
From
good,
anywhere on earth.
right. Whereas in the US, you get on the high end, it's better, no booze and all that. Sure, but when you go for just a casual
Everyday
meal,
thing.
it's not gonna be good.
Okay.
You know, but the thing is, for a cut, the US is so goated. They have so many fat-free things that they don't have here. You can find fat-free cheese at the store, like fat-free.
Who wants to
completely.
eat fat-free cheese?
I don't
It's
want
cheese.
to, but I have to.
I just want my organic cheese the way it is. I don't know. I just want my cheese the way it's meant to be.
The point is the variety. You can
Yeah,
get
the variety.
whatever you want, and
Yeah.
I feel that. I go here. I want to buy ground beef.
Yep.
In the U.S., it's like you'll get the ground beef. It's like, do you want 73% protein and 27% fat? Do you want 80-20, 90-10, 93? You can
Nice.
pick the one you want. Here it's like lean,
get this.
or medium, and you have no idea what you're getting. And
Yeah.
Or you know the butcher at your grocery store, and you say,
but see, that's
people
not
have to care.
But that's not exactly. It's like I don't want to have to go to a butcher. But that's also goes back to there's 10 times more people and 100 times more money. So you can get that granular with everything. Like every business in the US, even if it's a business as silly as like the guy who cleans my garbage bins. Here, if it was a guy who cleans your garbage bins, the guy showing up at your house with he's going to use your hose and he's maybe on his bike, right? In the US, they have custom trucks built that will like pick up your garbage bin, flip it over, and there's a jet of water. So there's just tons of business there. That goes back to the question.
Interesting thing to come up with as the
Because when I saw the guys who showed up to clean my bin, the guy showed up to clean my bin with this like amazing truck that was made for this specific use. I was like, that's America. This
is America.
You know?
Yeah.
This is
I love it.
America.
I love it.
You have 5 minutes left on camera before they kick us out. Is there anything else you want to cover?
No, we got like 18 minutes.
No.
Okay.
18 minutes. Is there anything else I want to cover? I mean,
I'm just being your co-producer secretary here, making sure you stay on track.
you said something earlier that I have on my list, and it was about you had a teacher that had a very heavy accent.
No.
And it's like a common thing that keeps coming back.
Yeah.
My physics prof in CJ.
We've all had it, right? So teachers where you can really barely understand what they're saying. How do you guys deal with that?
I just don't. I don't.
What does that mean?
I don't show up to class. I'm sorry, I can't.
You do it solo.
No, literally, I can't. And I'm telling you again, I said this way too many times, but that is also why your things just work. I don't have to scramble my brain up to understand what are you trying to vehiculate.
It's already, I got to learn the material. I don't want to have to
And
learn
if
how
I
to
don't
hear you.
understand one word, I just read the document. Usually it doesn't even happen. Like I understand very clearly what you have to say, but it's
your
okay.
thick
We're
Greek accent gets in the way.
Yeah.
we're a multicultural country. Montreal's a multicultural city in general. It's fine. People come from different places and speak in different ways and learn English at different times in their lives. But
there still needs
goddamn
to be a line.
Goddamn, if you don't
needs to be
speak
a line.
proper English, go back to school.
Honestly-
what are you doing teaching?
Well, you
me
shouldn't be a teacher, right? That's kind of
Yeah, you need to be able to articulate what you want to teach.
So do you
Exactly.
So the
Basic
audience
thing.
that's sitting in front
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
at an English university.
Like I
Yes.
wouldn't put my poor dad that barely knows how to speak French to teach me an accounting class.
I have an accent, so I don't sit on my own.
Okay, I will tell you, while you have an accent, it is not
clear
in
one.
any way disruptive to somebody
Exactly.
understanding what you have to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
yeah.
I tell
Like,
that
it has
you're
to
probably
be-
not born
Yeah, that's right. I didn't mean like
Yeah,
an
yeah,
accent. It's
yeah.
like
No.
the accent
The
that
accent that you can't-
No,
okay.
can't. So
Even
do
if
you-
it's not
yeah.
an accent, if you just can't pronounce and enunciate
You're-
properly,
that's
then
exactly right.
that's
Do
a
you
problem.
think then that the schools should make it a requirement? Like, should schools?
An English test? They give it to us. Just give it to them too.
But not a written. See, that's the thing. Not a written test, right?
They know how to speak. They know how to. Sorry, they know how to pass the test on
Yeah.
paper.
I
they
think
need to speak.
the most aggressive thing at Concordia is the invigilators during the exams.
Yeah, but they're not there to teach you. So whoever.
No, but they're disturbing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they were when
If
I
you're
was
trying to cheat,
Yeah.
you're trying to cheat.
Hey, these guys that are telling you not to cheat are really aggressive at making you cheat.
No.
What do they
Yeah,
want
they're
with
doing
me?
a really good job.
I'm not gonna start until I see something inappropriate right now. So
So that's an interesting. So cheating, I guess we can kind of end on this one since we got on it.
There we go.
Not asking if you've cheated, obviously, but do you guys think that students who are cheating, maybe not? I mean, we're not talking to any med school students, so that's obvious. That's an obvious one. You probably don't want to cheat there. But
Yeah.
do you think that cheating on an intro exam at Concordia, or a class that, in the big picture, is probably not going to change anything in your life or in anyone else's life? Is it like? How do you guys feel about that?
I would tell you that if I had not had a tutor for some of those courses,
Yeah.
I would have probably had a significantly higher likelihood to think about ways I could get away with it.
listen,
You know?
it's not necessarily a fair way of proceeding with things, but I can understand why some people do it because at one point, again, you scrambled your brain to try to manage how to understand the material. You understand the material, then you get to class and your exam looks nothing like the material you learned so far. The teachers at one point push it so hard to make the exams so freaking difficult for no reason. So I get it.
It's not just that. Some people don't test well.
Yep.
I don't test well.
with you.
You can put me in a ring and tell me I have to fight for 30 minutes. I'll do that. But you put me in a room with invigilators and you put a pen and paper and you tell me you have a test
Yeah,
and you
clock.
have this time frame to do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. I panic. I don't test well. So for me, is it like, okay, maybe if I cheat on this one thing, I haven't cheated. Maybe if I cheat on this one thing, then I won't have to pay another $3,000.
Can I see my face?
Then, you have all the things going on in your life. Also, you might be stressed from work. You might be this, you might be that. yes, that's fine.
Do you feel like getting tutored has completely removed
Absolutely.
the thought of having to cheat out of
It
your
brought it down significantly, but
Classes we don't teach,
Yeah.
they cheat.
No, honestly, Palm 308 was the one case that I think I would have removed my whole skull if I could. That class
Printed on
was
your eyelids.
horrible.
Really?
Horrible. Yeah. I studied
love
for,
that class.
I never did that in university. I studied for a month straight. Your weeklies, your crash course, everything. I still managed to get like a C in the class.
Wow.
Still, I beat the allegations because usually everybody fails. Sorry. But yeah, no. That class, somebody tells me they cheated. You did good, bro.
To get back to your point, like if even in engineering, if you get like 60% of the course, you just understand. Like, I haven't cheated. Cheating is not that bad, right? Because any course that you took, you only like remember the last 30 to 40% of it. So is it actually gonna harm you? No. Like,
It's not the harming you. I agree with all of you, by the way. Pass by any means. It's more like, is it unfair to the others around you who are not doing it?
if they're good enough to cheat,
No.
they can cheat.
Let me say one thing. How embarrassing is it to pay $500 for a class and then have to pay it again to retake it?
Or
3,000.
I didn't cheat, but guys, do whatever it takes.
I
Like,
don't know if it's do whatever it takes. I think that if you're taking a course that is that difficult for you to understand, cheating won't make you understand it more. So if the goal is just to get the grade, you might get the grade, but you will not get
The
what the
knowledge.
class was supposed
Yeah.
to teach
But the
you.
other side of that is, what if you're getting all that knowledge, but you just don't test well? For me,
what you're
I was
saying.
tutoring some of my friends after studying with you, telling them how to do the questions in a better way, teaching them, like just giving them a bit of tips and
So
tricks.
then you're expanding to the entire education system and standardized testing in general, which is, I don't know if it's something we have time to cover.
we definitely don't have time to cover
but,
this, but
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
you know, if you just don't test well and you need to pass the course, and you need to pass the course.
I don't think our education systems today are flexible enough to find a different way to make sure that you understand the material than she
100%.
has understood the material.
100%. And a different way of testing too,
Yep.
and all that. There's just so much to be changed in the
If I
educational
had the
system.
opportunity to go back to the Greek utopia of ancient Greece, where they were defining how education would work and the share and transfer
would
of
you do
knowledge,
different?
I think that we would have to do some really smart casting of the ways people learn and define education based on the ways people learn. Not that you can't learn the same subject, but we will teach it to you differently.
Yeah.
And I think that today that sort of manifests in people who have, we'll call them varying forms of learning disabilities. We give them specialized attention and that kind of thing. But if we would have grouped kids, not by alphabetical order to put them in a classroom from elementary school, and have selected them by these kids are super visual, these kids are super auditory, and those kids are super technical, they will learn the same things. They will be taught it by someone very different.
This is why I love the martial arts world, because they still do this till today.
Right.
You have people who learn by watching visually. You have people who write down notes. You have people who need to practice it in person in order to get it. And so that's the beauty of martial arts, is it still adopts that system. And this is why I feel like I learn a lot in it, is because I can adapt to the way people are teaching, and the people that are teaching can adapt to the way that I perceive things.
Right.
The thing is also, the system today doesn't really care if you learn or not, or what you learn. They just want
Pass the
you
test.
to pass the test. Exactly. You don't study to learn knowledge. You study to pass a test. That's it. And the questions are not necessarily formed well or wide enough to make sure that you understand the material. Like, are you kidding me? A, B, C, or D?
If you pick any university course and put the same exam that I got an A on back then in front of me now, there is no % chance that I even pass it.
Because we actually learn on the work market.
Yeah.
With an actual job. Like,
I will
yes,
tell
okay, you
you-
learn concepts,
That's
but you're going to learn more in depth while working.
Yeah, but the value of your degree when you arrive at work will be the things that you're not scratching your head about when people are talking. Your exposure to it in university are the things that make you get on board more quickly when you start working. If I'd have started in IT never having ever thought about how software is made, would I eventually have figured it out? Probably. Would it have been easy for my brain to start making connections to the things that we're doing at work, to the things I've been exposed to. No chance. So it's that exposure. Is what do you want to be exposed to help you start better when you get somewhere?
Yeah.
I'm not here
thinking of it.
selling people university because I wanted to get out of it every step of the way through. If it wasn't for my mom, I probably would have. But I will tell her every day the value of it is the things I got to see and was exposed to, and the people I got to meet made that 4 years of my life worth it.
I think for testing specifically, if you just add in, I think an hour or two, or just like not remove the time limit, but just add in more time, no one would test badly.
And they probably finish in the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But knowing that you have 60 minutes or
3
whatever
hours
it
for a
is.
final.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the time limit. I think there should be no time limit. Like,
I promise
Like
you.
not 12 hours, but like
who cares? But who cares how long it takes? Right?
long as you're-
The people who are monitoring care how long it
So that's the thing.
Sure.
If it's gonna carry
I
on
don't want to
to,
have 2 shifts of people monitoring.
but
you.
not just that. If it's gonna carry on to your careers, you need to be able to finish something
Agreed.
in a certain timeline. True.
Yeah.
But then again, nothing's gonna be finished in 2 hours and 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though. How I used to study is absolutely not how I work today.
Of course.
I used to study the week before the exam with a lot of crash courses and I get it done. Today, my job requires long-term planning, execution, resource planning, thinking about when and what the dependencies are. University just didn't have that. Like I didn't learn that in school. I had to learn that at work. So
last question, I guess, for you two current students. Just what is your favorite, like, between crash courses, because you've done them all now, crash courses, weeklies, and mock exams? If you can only have one for the rest of your life as a student, which one would it be?
I'd probably do the weeklies.
Crash course.
Not the mock exams.
The okay, no, hold up.
Yeah, I was
No, the
hesitating. I was
The
hesitating
weeklies,
between
because
both.
even in the weeklies, you cover some questions that do pop up during the finals and the midterms. So if you really pay attention to weeklies and you solve the questions where you say, okay, pause, solve the question, and not just watch the
That's good.
video.
You actually pause. When I say that, when I say pause the video and do it, do you guys actually pause the video?
Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
I know.
If I got the concept, I would. If I'm still kind of hazy on this on the subject or the topic that we're discussing, no, I'd watch you do it, and then I'd do the practice that's coming after. There's always some practice in the end.
Sure.
But yeah, I'd probably go with the weeklies just because I can write down my own notes and then use that as the crash course before I start any mock exams. And if I have any mock exams, I can refer back to the weeklies and see how you're doing something similar.
Yeah.
So the weeklies are really just the whole main thing for me.
Yeah, I guess the weeklies and the crash courses are the same videos at this point.
Not really, because that's the thing. I was thinking that, but then when I saw the difference between actually having some weeklies and then having a crash course, the crash course is going to be the weeklies, but shorter. Like, you're going to make some modifications for it to be a little shorter. It is maybe like 8 hours, but when I'm panicking for an exam, that's what I need. I put that thing on ×2 and I listen to it straight.
Listen
Yeah.
in your sleep.
Yeah.
She's listening to it going to sleep.
No, I'm like that for like 2 hours trying to write on my iPad and stuff like this at the same time. But the point is, it sums up all the material that I need in a short amount of time. If I need to rewatch it again, I can rewatch it again. It's not going to take me that long. And for the amount of implication I put into school, it just fits perfectly. Yes, I love the mocks as well, but if I can't have a mock without knowing the material.
That
I
makes
tried
sense. Yeah.
this semester. I tried literally watching mocks before the material because I was in deep shit for one class.
Which one?
AQUL 320.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried watching the mocks first because I had 4 days to study. I was drained out in between Com 308 and this. It didn't work.
No?
I was watching the mocks. I was like, what is he doing? I started drawing flowers on my walls at this point.
That's because she started the semester with a different tutor. That's why.
But also, fun fact, I went into that exam. I was like, I'm doomed. I was good because of the midterm, but I was already doomed. I got in there. I rolled whatever. I was just like, la, A, B, C, D, whatever. I got out of there in 1 hour. Just went home.
Did you pass?
Yeah. I think I got a B in the class. I got a B.
amazing.
And that's why it works out for
I think
me.
that the fact that
Don't
you
do what I
answer
do.
differently is a testament
Crashing
to
out.
the fact that students learn differently.
100%.
And therefore, the tools should be available for you to learn the same thing in a different way.
100%.
Yeah.
What's the system? Like, how does it work for you?
What do you mean?
What's this?
Because like our guy has like weeklies, midterm crash, final crash.
Your guy copied.
He has that
Your
too.
guy copied our model. We've been around for. We have the same thing.
He's been around since like that time too, like 20.
I've never heard of him.
But Parv, I'll tell you, he's like a real life Tony Stark in some ways. He's a mythical character.
Does he live in a cave or some shit?
I'd be curious to
His
meet him.
glasses, like there are cameras inside. Like if he's late, he'll be talking to you
like the
through the
White House.
camera.
Is
when
he
you come
is he
in.
on above the on St. Catherine?
He's on Drummond,
On Drummond. Oh, okay.
but it's like
I
only
know.
engineering students on.
Yeah,
like
and
anyone
I-
outside. Yeah.
A lot of tutors used to work at it.
Type shit.
But no, we do weeklies, which is we spread it out over the semester, so you get a chapter or two per week.
Yeah.
That's my favorite product because you get to absorb it. Crash courses are right before the exam, like I'm sure he does the same thing. And then mock exams, we take past exams, solve them. Well, hopefully, do you guys do the mocks before watching the video, or not even?
Before watching the video.
Like, do you do it on your own first,
Yes.
and then?
Yes.
I can't.
See,
Because I'm a very last minute
love that the
studier. I
answers
can't.
so
People
different.
too different.
I try and then I crash out in front of the blank paper because I'm like, okay, I read the first word and I can't understand what that is.
I try. Some of them, I get to a point like in the question where I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do now.
That's a really good opportunity
That for me is
to
the second
try
best, see?
something. Anything.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what it is.
I try whatever.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I go and see what you do instead, and I realize I'm an idiot.
That's funny. Well, yeah, we're about to run out of time. So I thought this was great.
Yeah.
As the first one, I appreciate all you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us, man.
And yeah, good luck with your degrees. Good luck with your career. I mean, we see each other every day. And good luck with
my career directly impacts the success of your next phase.
I'm telling you guys, wait till all the cool stuff that's
can't
I
coming.
can't wait
see
for
it.
you guys to start.
Good luck to you
Did you
guys.
guys make your new accounts? Did you get my email
I got the email today. I didn't read it again.
with your Concordia email? Did you reset your password?
Yeah.
How can I contact? I don't know.
We,
No,
can-
we're done,
we
we're done.
got plenty. I got plenty of time after this. If you wanna chat,
We'll just
but-
get out of these guys.
Yeah.